So, we're back with my top 5 favorite movies of last year. As I just uploaded before, my 10 through 6, and now here's my top 5, my 5 through 4, and then my bronze, silver, and gold. Not to sound too pretentious about that, but let's just dive right into my number 5. King Richard. I thought King Richard was one of those family films that you would go to watch of the year, and you go, okay, you can see that this could be one of those another Oscar bait movie from Will Smith that really tends to pull on the heartstrings, and it is, but you see why it's made. It's more than just a great performance from Will Smith, though it truly is, and it's probably his best in more than 10 years, and truth be told. It's a loving tribute to both Venus and Serena Williams and how they become the being within their community of tennis playing and how they were influenced and how they were put on the right track and they knew the love, hard work, and sweat and tears and everything that went into their what they wanted to do because their dad gave so much for them. And yet throughout the story, you see how they always just continually get bashed upon, and you see the frustration, you see that growth, and you see that just build to such a point where they're like, it ignites the inner spark in you, the ignition, and you take that, and you make those embers, especially no matter how you're being treated in this world, you take that and you make it because it's like, oh, you doubt me or whatever, and it causes that fire to come out. And Venus, both the young girls who play Venus and Serena Williams, I thought were terrific. They're amazing. The movie really understood its heart and soul, and yet it really knew how to really focus through the storyline and everything and make it feel really, really intriguing and dramatically powerful and everything. It's one of those films that you don't see that performance, that moment in the movie, and you go, oh, that's your scene that you'll use your role for your Oscar nomination. It's not that. Any great movie is made of hundreds to thousands of great little scenes within it. And this movie has abundance in it. I can literally make a top 25 moments within this movie, and it really works so well, dramatically, purposely. And it's really one of those films that you watch for the family, and anyone can enjoy it, and anyone will love it for its own reasons. You love it because of the kid perspective, of the kids wanting and seeking out their dreams. You love it from the parents' perspective of willing to remove earth and heaven for their kids and wanting them to have a better life than you did, because especially if we're probably like people within the black community within the 70s and 80s era, it really understood the heart and soul and the survivability and the willingness to do it. And King Richard, I thought, was one of those moving, inspiring, and heartfelt films of the year that I really, really outright loved. Number 4. I'm sorry to some of my friends who are watching this and why it's not a little higher, and it is Spider-Man: No Way Home. What works beautifully about this movie is that it is a loving, just as King Richard was a tribute to Venus and Serena Williams' father, Spider-Man: No Way Home pays his respects and attributes towards every single Spider-Man movie, and considering how each of their movies have worked, while redeeming certain qualities about what didn't work before within those movies, especially how they treat Jamie Foxx's character in this film as Electro, especially with design, character, motive, and purpose within the story. And I felt like it was just a loving tribute and acknowledging what really makes Tom Holland's Spider-Man work, what Tobey Budge. And actually, by now you would know what. If you've seen this movie by now, then I'm just gonna say it on how it pays tribute and love and respect towards other Spider-Mans that have come out before. And though my favorite Spider-Man movie for me is the 2017 Into the Spider-Verse. No Way Home is just like, I can't say it's Into the Spider-Verse or Spider-Man 2 degree, but it's certainly damn near close, and it gives this incredible loving respect, and it's super fun. All the cast greatly works together, and I do see why personally picked out certain villains from each of the films. Though I will admit, Lizard was a kind of pointless, but oh well. But I thought Spider-Man No Way From Home was undeniably the best comic movie of last year, and I'll say this: Shang-Chi, I've come to respect it more than I originally thought it was, but I don't think it's anything. I don't love Shang-Chi as much as everyone else does. Black Widow is a dud. Eternals is pretentious. It's high going, but Eternals is high going, but also kind of hollow and pretentious at the same time. And Black Widow is just kind of flat and boring. But Spider-Man No Way Home isn't just the best of the John Watts and Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. It's by far one of the top tier best MCU movies in general. It really sits there alongside for me with Winter Soldier and Black Panther within a certain tier for me. This may not be Iron Man or the Thor Ragnarok or Infinity War degree, which are my top three, but it still works to such a degree that makes it feel like a loving tribute, and it really has those fan servicey moments, but they give it such strife, purpose, and energy and meaning and life to it. It felt like it was giving Spider-Man fans, giving us another reason why we love Tom Holland in this role. Like, granted, I thought Spider-Man Homecoming was really good back in 2017, and I thought, oh, god damn it, No Way Home. No Way Home, oh, fuck off, god damn it. The second one would take place in Europe with Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought that one was just kind of okay. But, yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home I thought was a terrific Spider-Man movie. It's his best since 2017. It's the best Spider-Man movie since 2017. Or, I think it is. I'm getting certain things wrong, but I apologize. So, anyway, there we go. My bronze, my silver, and gold. What will they be? Number 3, my bronze. The Harder They Fall. This is a fun, unique, a bit more of a, I don't know how to really call it or what it is, but it's almost like a really unique, stylized Western with a great big cast of these black actors within this movie. And what I loved most about it was its style, its flair, and its soundtrack, and its great cast used a great purpose. This is one of the most straight up fun movies of the year for me. The Harder They Fall had such panache. Its score was just so good. A bunch of these incredible artists just give off a great score from Kanye, from Jay-Z to CeeLo Green to a bunch of these other musicians. A bunch of these actors in this movie really do stand out terrifically within their own right. And I thought, and here's the thing, I get the fact that not all the characters in this movie are developed to the same degree as others, but they all get a moment to shine, and they all get their glorious moment within the film that make their characters really stand out. And for me, Idris Elba gives his best performance in a long time. He really shines as this great, threatening villain that has a very interesting and smart and an unexpected twist by the end that I thought really worked. And for me, The Harder They Fall is just one of the straight up most fun, stylized, underrated films of the year for me. For me, it's probably the best Netflix-based movie that I've seen in a while, and for me, it just really knocked my socks off. I just always have a great time with this movie. I literally just watched it again last weekend for like the 4th time. I'm always just so involved within it. It's with the cast, oh my god, Regina King, Zazie Beetz. Oh my gosh, the cast is just so good in this movie. And for me, The Harder They Fall is just such a straight up, naturally fun, straightforward, simple, stylized, hyperactive, hyper-violent, fun, postmodern in a unique way violent Western that really, really works for all its glorious strengths. And for me, it really just delivered to such a degree that I thought The Harder They Fall was just an incredibly fun and distinctive and really, really exciting movie that I always love to watch. So, number 2 and number 1. I'll go grab them. My number 2, The Green Knight. This may not be A24's equivalency of Lord of the Rings, but more films like this that are very clever, very slow, ambiguous, and more importantly, that leave more to the viewer's mind than really what you essentially need to watch within the film. And it allows a slow, dreary, fantastical, but very philosophical, and slow and pondering fantasy movie that A24 makes. And I want more movies like this, rather than something like The Lighthouse, which is just like a whole weird, what the hell did I kind of watch movie. But The Green Knight is the type of indie fantasy type of movie that I would love to watch. And for me, it just delivers a wholly unique film that I really did not see coming at all. I thought Dev Patel and Nisha Vikander and Joel Edgerton do a great cast. Its greatest emphasis in the movie is mood, structure, and above all, it's a little bit more philosophical pondering within it. It makes it just a terrific film in the first place. So yeah. And my number 1 favorite movie from last year is Dune. Dune, after watching it for about the 3rd time now, I feel comfortable saying that Dune is a mother effing, I'm going to self-censor myself there, mother effing masterpiece. Its structure, its pacing, its performances, this essence of sound within the sand and everything just works to such a degree that it's one of those films that I'll watch and I'm just kind of baffled by. I love the essential world that it establishes and everything. It's one of those films that I watch and I'm always just kind of blown the hell away by. I love the cast. They all work terrifically. I love the craftsmanship. I have certain complaints about the film here and there. I do want to see a little bit more of the greater perspective of everything rather than just the Atreides house as it is. Like, I want to see more of the world, but the fact the film leaves me wanting more from it rather than feeling a little bit more. Like, I feel a bit like that's a complaint that I have with the movie, but it feels very much of my own complaint. It feels a little bit more selfish in my end. It's like I wanted more of this movie, but all my complaints about this movie are easily overcome by its technicalities, its score, its sound, its performances. It's one of the most captivating and breathtaking and monumentally beautiful films I've ever seen in the last 10 years. Dune, for me, like every year, I'll have that one film and be like, it's my favorite film that year, and I'll compare it to the others of the last year. And I could say Dune is probably one of my straight up favorite films in recent memory. I love this movie more than my favorite movies of 2020 and 2019 combined. And for me, I really just love that living shit out of this movie. And the rest of any sci-fi movie that comes out within the 2020s will have to be compared to this film. And part 2 is really has part of it really cut out for it, because Dune Part 1 is truly is truly a film that I am going to hold to a great established degree. So yeah, those are my favorite movies of last year, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Till then, thank you, and I'll see you all in the future for more videos. As always, till then, peace.